Are you driving clients away with this big mistake? Now, I've definitely made this mistake in the past, and I've seen other business owners making it, and no doubt, unfortunately, I'll see many more making it too. So are you making this big mistake? And I'm talking about undercharging, charging less than you deserve for the time, energy and effort that you invest in delivering your services. I'm Hils, marketing confidence coach, and I help women entrepreneurs market themselves more confidently, authentically and effectively, and feel more confident with their marketing. So are you undercharging for what you do? I'd love to hear from you. Please comment and let me know. Have you ever, or are you still undercharging? And if you are or have done, what stops you from charging more? I'd love to hear where you're at with this. So there are some symptoms of kind of undercharging. So if you're not sure whether you're undercharging or not, here's some things that you can think about if you're doing any of these things. So you know you're undercharging when you're simply not making enough money despite being really busy or working really, really hard, especially when you have clients. If you feel resentful about the amount of time and energy that you put into your clients for a relatively low return, then you're definitely undercharging. You're undercharging if you're working with clients who are not ideal, right? So they're either really hard work, or they don't pay, or they always pay late, or they're always asking for discounts, or they're just a pain in the ass, right? They're not your ideal clients, but you're saying yes to them because you need the money. You're undercharging if you're constantly trying to find new clients instead of seeing the same people again and again. And of course this does depend on your business model, but it is harder work and it's more expensive to be constantly getting new clients in rather than keeping the clients that you've got and doing maybe different things with them. So you will know you're undercharging if you feel scared or wobbly or anything like that at the thought of raising your prices. And you'll know you're undercharging if you just believe that you can't charge any more because everyone else charges about the same, so you have to too. And undercharging can be really one of the biggest mistakes, not least because if you're not making enough money, then you'll go out of business. But you may actually be putting off the people that you want to work with. You may actually be driving clients away because they think you're too cheap. Business owners usually think it's the opposite, that if they're not getting the clients or making the sales, it must be because they're too expensive or, maybe something else. But very, very often they're wrong. So there are so many reasons why you might be charging less than you should or could for your services, and any or all of which could be the cause of you undercharging. So here's just a few. There are many, many more. You might feel scared to charge more as you think that people just won't pay, or that you'll be judged for it, right? That you'll be judged for charging that much. You might have this real thing that you don't want to rip anyone off, or that you want to be really, really affordable. You may not feel deserving of receiving more money. And this is a really big one for women actually. We're not actually that good usually at receiving. We're very good at giving. We're not usually very good at receiving. So you may not feel that you deserve more money. Or perhaps you feel guilty at the thought of putting your prices up or charging for something that you love doing or something that you find really easy. And how to price your services is really, really tricky, right? There are so many aspects that can be included when deciding on the prices of your services. And the last time I did this in a workshop, we chucked some words on the flip chart, and the flip chart was just full of all these different things. When I asked the question of like, how do you price your services? What do you base that decision on? So things like the time it takes you to deliver the service, the quality of your work, what your competitors are charging, how experienced you are, but really, etc., etc., etc. So there's so much going on that it's really hard to know which ones you need to consider in that pricing decision and which ones actually you don't need to. Plus, it is much more difficult to price services than products, although, to be honest, it's even difficult to price products. And it is confusing to get it right because there's no magic formula, and there's also, there's a lot of emotion involved in the pricing decision and a lot of thoughts as well, a lot of unconscious thoughts and worries and fears and things like that. So perhaps you've tried raising your prices before, found it didn't work, so you concluded that the price was too high. Perhaps you have that inner voice that says, you can't charge that. Whenever you think about charging more, perhaps you lack the self-belief and confidence in your abilities, so you hold off on charging anymore. You know, whatever the reason, like, I really invite you, are you ready to change your money story and start getting the right clients and getting more money coming in? So working out the best price for your services is really, really hard. And it's something I think that, 99% of solo business women really struggle with, but it is not impossible. And I'd really love to help you with that. So, let me show you the main aspects that you need to use when setting your prices so that you can come up with the right price, right? So this isn't necessarily the lowest price, but the right price is the price that your ideal clients are willing and happy to pay for your services. Let me help you understand the issues that are getting in the way of you charging what you're really worth so that you can price your services properly and get more clients. And let me support you to feel super confident with your setting your prices and with saying your prices, right? So that you can have really confident sales conversations with potential clients and have more clients saying yes to working with you at the end of those conversations. So if you want help with any of that, check out my business workshop, Price Your Services Confidently. It's coming up next week in Bristol. It's a live in-person workshop in Bristol, and I'll post the link below. If you can't make that workshop, we can still figure it all out. Let's get on a 90-minute one-to-one session, and again, I'll post the details below. So I'd love to hear from you. Again, just comment with, let me know if you have ever or you're still undercharging and what specifically stops you from charging more. Because I would just truly love to see all women entrepreneurs charging what they're really worth for their services. So I hope you found this useful and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.